Hey there, this is Teacher Ola Podcast, episode 6, How to Talk About the Weather, Vocabulary Booster. My name's Ola and I've been teaching English since 2013. This podcast is for English learners who want to speak English with more confidence and get rid of speaking barriers. You'll boost your vocabulary, brush up your grammar, improve your pronunciation. Go to my website for full transcripts and worksheets to each episode. Happy learning! Thank you for listening. This episode is transcribed, so after listening, go to my website and check how much you've understood. Grab the worksheet to practice question tags and some idioms. Everything I've prepared is waiting for you at teacherola.com/6. teacherola.com/6. In this episode, you'll hear about the cultural background for weather talk. You'll get to know what common dialogues look like, and finally, we'll deal with some vocabulary, word patterns and collocations. At first, I planned to include idioms with the weather, but I'll prepare a separate episode on that matter since there's a lot to cover. Alright, have you ever heard that British people talk about the weather all the time? Well, they do talk about it quite a lot. Do you think they are passionate about meteorology? The weather itself doesn't seem to be the issue. Far more important is the fact of communicating, and weather happens to be a perfect topic. Not too personal, not a taboo, not politics. The weather is safe, a neutral conversation starter, but not only. Weather conversation can be employed anytime awkward silence appears. It's a perfect icebreaker as well. Most importantly, in my opinion, it's a really common way of making the first contact with a stranger. Small talk. Remember to always agree, no matter if you like the weather or not, if you consider it too cold or not, agree with the speaker. The reciprocal agreement is expected and delivers a message which says, I'd like to talk to you some more. That's the information you transmit. It's like a code. It's an interesting subject and I suggest doing some research on Englishness if that's something you're keen on. Okay, let's now have a look at some typical weather talk examples. Nice day, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? That was dialogue number 1. Have a look at dialogue number 2. Oh, isn't it cold? Yes, isn't it? At least it's sunny. And dialogue 3. Still raining, huh? Yes, but at least they say it's going to clear up tomorrow. Okay, the last sentence in the third dialogue was, yes, but at least they say it's going to clear up tomorrow. It's going to clear up, it's going to stop raining. Those 3 dialogues are typical examples of weather talk. Always agree, that's the key. Yes, yes, yes. All the 3 dialogues started with the same word. Keep in mind that it's not only in the UK that the weather is discussed widely. Don't we do this in Poland? In Poland, it's always good to moan about it. I mean to complain. It's always too hot or too dry, too windy, too cloudy, and on it goes. Wherever you are, whoever you talk to, the weather always serves you as a perfect conversation starter. Now, vocabulary. Let's start with the basics. Make the weather adjectives from nouns. For example, sun, sunny. Wind, windy. Fog, foggy. Ice, icy. Cloud, cloudy. Shower, showery. Heat, hot. Humidity, humid. Let's look at some more specific weather words. We'll talk about 4 aspects of the weather vocabulary: temperature, wet weather, wind, and fog. Let's begin with the temperature. So cold weather. When it's cold, you can say it's freezing when it's below 0. Or chilly. Chilly is when it's too cold to feel comfortable. Or nippy. When first frosts arrive, you can see a thin white layer of ice on everything. It's mild when it's not very cold, so pleasant. The opposite now, hot weather. When it's hot, you can say it's boiling, negative meaning. Sweltering, also uncomfortable. Scorching, this word has a positive meaning. Stifling, negative, because it's too hot and it can hardly breathe. Or roasting. You might also talk about a heat wave. It's a period of time which is very hot and very dry. Close or stuffy weather, it's when it's warm and uncomfortable because there's not enough fresh air. When it's humid, you feel sweaty because it's damp and warm. More synonyms to humid, you can say it's muggy, it's clammy. Now, wet weather. Let's start with light rain. That is a drizzle. For heavy rain, you can use pour. It's pouring with rain. It's a downpour, in other words. It's a deluge. Or it's chucking it down. This phrase carries an informal register. It's chucking it down. When the rain is short, it's a shower. When there's a storm, you get heavy rain and strong wind. When you see lightning and hear thunder, it must be a thunderstorm. If hailstones are battering your car, it means that little ice balls are falling from the sky. It's also called hail, and it's uncountable. When rain and snow mix together while falling down, we get sleet. Yucky. When it hits the ground, after some time we find it's brown, dirty, half snow, half water, and that's called slush. Like this frozen dessert, slushy. Easy to remember. If the temperature is low enough, the falling snow settles and it creates a white covering. It doesn't melt, it settles. When strong wind meets with the snow, we get blizzards. Then the spring comes and the temperature falls down and it's thawing. The temperature is low enough for the snow to melt. Okay, wind. The basic word here is windy. It's windy. But there are alternatives. It's blowy. It's breezy. When the wind is strong enough to blow your umbrella away, it's a blustery day. And the last thing for today, fog. When there's a light mist caused by the heat, you say it's hazy. Oh, mist, by the way, it's a light fog caused by a drizzle, for example. Fog, on the contrary, is thicker and we associate it with cold weather. I'm sure you know what smog is. This word is a blend of two other words, smoke and fog. We're just about the end, but first let's practice. Repeat out loud. Bit chilly today, isn't it? Yes, it's freezing, isn't it? It's really hot today, isn't it? Yes, it's boiling, isn't it? Now, have you learned anything new today? Did you know words like slush or sleet? Let me know what you did not know before this episode. Hey, one more thing. What's the weather like now? Leave a comment at teacherola.com/6. Don't forget to grab the worksheet with some idioms and question tags. If you think someone you know could benefit from this episode, do tell him or her about it. Don't miss the next episode because I know you'll love it. We'll have a closer look at the lyrics of the song Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. If you don't know the song, play it now and show up next Wednesday. See you then. Have a beautiful week. Happy learning. Bye-bye.